Hi, this is Jonna with Bees Knees SVG, and today I'm going to show you how to make this adorable ghost belly lantern just in time for Halloween. So let's get started by opening up Cricut Design Space. Go ahead to the Upload button and upload image. Then you'll browse out to where you saved your files. Select your file, and don't worry, it looks like it's missing a bunch of pieces, but if you hit the continue button, you can see they're just white and you couldn't see them. So let's go ahead and hit upload. And there it is on Design Space. And you can see I'm showing you the one with the little hanging hook, so I'm showing you the hanging ghost. But if you're doing the tabletop ghost, it's the exact same process, so the assembly steps will be the same, even for the second ghost. So two things. One, I prefer it sized this way, but if you want to change it, you can make it bigger or smaller by moving it. Just make sure everything is grouped together when you do that. I'm going to put it back to its original size. And then another thing, if you want to change colors or anything, you can come over here, hit ungroup, and then that frees them up to do whatever you need. So let's go ahead and hit make, and it's good for you to save your projects. And I'm going to cut mine on a mat. So let's take a look at this mat. So right now it's set up for 12 by 12. I usually use letter size cardstock because I love to get the packs of Recollections cardstock from Michaels. 65-pound weight, and you can usually get 50 count, and they're always on sale. So that's the most affordable way I have found to paper craft. But in this case, I'm actually going to switch it back to 12 by 12 because for white, I love American Crafts cardstock. I actually use their textured white. I'll link it down below, but it cuts so well, it's my favorite to use. So select whichever material size works for you. And then we're going to take a look at these pieces. So obviously I'm cutting this all out of the same cardstock. I want to take a look at these panels. So they're a little bit intricate. So what we want to do for intricate cuts is if you have a Explorer, turn your dial to custom. And if you have a Maker, go ahead and browse materials and find cardstock for intricate cuts. And if you're closer to the 80-pound, go ahead and select more pressure. So I recommend 65-pound or 80-pound paper for these projects. I do not recommend anything heavier. So even though the rest of the pieces on here don't require intricate cut setting, doesn't matter. They can be cut out with that setting, no problem. So the second mat, same thing. We have this little intricate guy, so I would use that same setting. And then we have our black layer and our pink layer to our ghost. I just use 65-pound cardstock for those, so I would use the medium cardstock setting to cut those out. And then these blue pieces are our vellum pieces. So those are the pieces that you put on the back of the panel, and it gives it that nice lantern glow. And Cricut has a setting specifically for vellum. So again, it's custom or browse all materials and find that vellum. I would also cut these out using a clean blue light grip mat. Otherwise, you can tear your paper if you're using a green medium grip. Unless you're working with glitter cardstock, then definitely use your green. So let's go ahead and cut these out. First, you want to make sure all of your pieces, once they're cut, are cleaned up. So what I mean by that is when you cut paper, often you have these little hanging tabs. So just take those, push them through, and I like to pull them from behind. So if they do tear a little bit, you don't see it because it's going to be on the back. Okay, so our first step is going to be gluing these vellum pieces to the back of your panel. So all you're going to want to do is you're going to take a panel, make sure it starts right side up. You don't want your boo to be backward. Flip it upside down. Then take your glue and outline the edge, but try to stay close to the inside portion of it so the vellum doesn't hang over. And then if you want to, you can put some glue on your boo too. Then just take your vellum piece and stick it to the back. And go ahead and repeat that with all 6 of them. Okay, now that you have the vellum glued onto all your panels, go ahead and set those aside. And next you want to pull out your ghost pieces. So it goes in the following order. It goes white, black, pink, and then white. And I like to do that even though you don't really need the white piece on the back, but because the lantern portion is white, I like it to look good from both the front and the back. So that's why we have that extra layer there. So let's go ahead and glue these together. So we'll start with the white and the black one. Make sure they're both facing the correct direction. Then take your black one and flip it upside down and go ahead and glue it. Okay, the next layer is the pink one. So take it, make sure it lines up correctly, then flip it upside down and glue it. And then the last layer of the ghost is the white one with the cutouts for the face. So again, make sure he's facing the right direction and then flip him upside down and glue him. Perfect, we have our cute ghost. Now we need to build his belly. So what you'll want to do, the ghost is your starting piece, but then you want to get these two circles out. And actually we want to start with this circle, one that has notches in the top and the bottom of the top and the bottom. So what we're going to do then is we're going to take our ghost, and this is a circle, so it doesn't matter which side is actually the top or the bottom, but it does matter which order you put these circles in. So this circle has to go in second. So slide it right in there. And then what you want to do is you'll want to take it and you'll want to make it so you can see the slot. So then we'll take that and we will take this guy, which has a slot in the top and in the bottom. And that slot you just made that you can see, we're going to go ahead and we are going to slot him into there. And so wiggle him in there. So there he is. It should all line up here and all line up there. That's how you know you've slotted those in correctly. Now we have the belly in, but we have to hold it stable. So that's where these come in. And we have two of the circle pieces. They're both the same size, so it doesn't matter which one you use. So grab one of your circle pieces. Now, this is the part that takes the most patience. What you need to do is you need to slot it into the ghost. And sometimes after you think you have it in, they can pop out. So just make sure you keep going around and getting it. And you might need to bend the paper a little bit, which is totally fine. Just do not tear it and do not crease it, because then it will not work as a stabilizer. Okay, so you can see, I'm just going to check and make sure all of mine are actually in the slot. So it is helping stabilize it, which is great. Now you can take the other circle, and it doesn't matter if you started at the top or the bottom, just do the opposite of wherever you started, and go ahead and slot it in. And again, you might just have to bend a little bit to get those to pop in, but do not crease, do not tear. Go through, make sure that they are slotted in and locked into place. So our little ghost is looking great. Now the only thing we have left is to put the panels in. So you'll want to grab a panel, and there are slots in the circles. So just slide it into the top and the bottom. And here is your gorgeous hanging ghost. But now we have one thing left to do. We need to light this little guy up. So I have my cute little tabletop ghost out, so we can talk lights. My first option is just a regular old LED tea light. And what I like about this is it gives it a nice yellowy glow. It's kind of like Halloween-y. And you might have one of those just lying around your house. Second option is one of these little things. So you just twist it to turn it on, and it's a little light. It's easy to get in there because it's so small. And if you're having a party and you have a whole bunch of these, then it's a very affordable option. You get 40 in a pack, and you can just load them all up with lights. It does have more of a blue-white light than the previous yellow. And my last option is my favorite. So this is an LED light, and you just twist it to turn it on. And the cool thing is it has a lot of different color options. So it can rotate through the colors, or you can pick a specific one that you want to see. And my favorite thing about it, though, is that it comes with a remote. So you can go through the colors or the rotation options. But the best thing is you can turn it off and on. So you don't have to open the back of your lantern to turn it on and off every night. You can just use your remote, which is especially handy if it's hanging. So all of these options are linked below. Pick whichever one works best for you. And I hope you have a very happy Halloween.